Hi, welcome to Eleonora's Space. So today I want to talk about giving, but before then I would like to share a short story. So a few years back in my journey as a nutritionist, I had a privilege to volunteer during a health screening program in a community, and a family was actually a community festival, and a family took it upon themselves to sponsor the health screening program. It was a massive project, and when I had the honor to interact with one of the key stakeholders, I was curious to know, what was the motivation behind investing in such a project. To think that everything, the medications and everything, all the logistics, were free and fully funded for. And he said something as he walked me through that kind of stuck with me or struck me. So here was what he said. He said, Nora, sometimes when you do things like this for the community, or you go out of your way for people, and they think you are rich or you don't have use for your money. That is why you are doing these things. But what they don't know is that it takes a good heart to give, and not a rich person, or not because you don't know what to use your money for. And yeah, that stayed with me. I kept pondering over it, and that would be my subject of discussion this evening, the subject of giving and kindness. I mean, how sometimes people look at it, and people's attitude, towards people who give them. I kind of, agree with him. And if you go to the Bible, Jesus also said, a similar thing. Yeah, well, in Mark chapter 12, verse 41 to 44, Jesus said, as Jesus sat near the temple treasury, he watched the people as they dropped in a lot of money. Then a poor widow came along and dropped in 2 little copper coins, worth about a penny. He called his disciples together and said to them, I tell you, this poor widow puts more in the offering box than all others. 44, he goes ahead to talk about, others giving out of wealth and all that. But my point of emphasis is 42, where the poor widow gave everything. So this goes to say that it is not only the or always the rich that give. People can decide to give out of their wealth. Yeah, that is true. And sometimes people also go out of their way, make sacrifices for others, regardless of where somebody is getting their resources from, and they are giving. Kindness is kindness, and I think that it should never be disrespected. It should never be, taken for granted. Why do I say this? In our society today, sometimes you look at the attitude of people, and then you just become so sad. People reach out to you in need, all sober, all acting like lambs, and then you go out of your way for them. They make promises. Oh, tomorrow I'll return it. Oh, in next week, in a week's time, I'll pay back. Then when the time comes for them to fulfill their own part of the bargain, then you start hearing excuses. Some are so entitled. They begin now telling you how much it was this thing you gave me. How it's not nice. Some of them will avoid your calls. They switch off their phones. You are struggling. You now become the victim. The giver becomes the victim. It is not cool. When you act this way, I am not here to condemn anyone if you happen to be in this category. All I'm saying is shedding light, and for you to see the consequences of your actions and inactions. When you act this way, this is what it does. One, when the giver cannot trust you again, and it's not just you, they cannot trust, in most cases, anybody that comes to say, oh, help me or do this. They feel like everyone is a scam. Secondly, you don't only close the doors for yourself, you close for others, because If you reach out to someone and you end up not fulfilling your obligations, and then the next time if somebody else comes, whether the person is genuinely in need or not, people will be reluctant to give. That is just the truth, and you don't blame for it. And thirdly, you make the giver, feel bitter, and sometimes the reason for which you gave, which you should have attracted a blessing or something, you compel people to start complaining. I'm not saying it's a good thing to do, but sometimes out of frustration, you just want to explain yourself. I did this for this person, at the end of the day this is how the person is behaving, and at the end of the day the purpose for your giving is even defeated. You are just worked up and it's not worth it. So this is what you do if you are ungrateful. Now, for you yourself, the perpetrator or one who borrows and never gives back or pays back, here are the consequences it brings to you. No one trusts you, and you might be wondering why sometimes you call people and they are not minding you, or you don't have any reliable person in your circle. It's because you are not reliable. I'm sorry, you are not reliable, and so no one you can't rely on anybody, and nobody will rely on you either. Okay, the next thing is that Bible says good name is better than what? Riches. You spoil your reputation, and don't forget you are not only affecting yourself but your future generations. I'm sure we've all heard in communities where people have been tired. Is it that lady that takes money and does no payback? Or is it this gentleman? You think it's just, it's nothing. But years down the line, it might affect your next generation and all that. And so if you are in this category, please desist from it. For me, this is what I suggest. If you are somebody who is a giver, try to do the following things to reduce your pain, or reduce everything you go through because you are a good person or because you've given. One, apply wisdom and discernment when you are giving to people. Do your background checks. It's not everyone that calls you that you should honor their. If you have to give, and you must give part ways. If you've done your checks and you think that this person is not reliable, give what. If the person does not give back to you, it wouldn't be a problem, so that at the end of the day you don't become bitter. But if you realize, sometimes you just have to be honest with people, especially if they have a track record. You cannot borrow and no pay back, and next time you come and you are telling me. Now, if you are also on the other side, one that is a culprit, here are a few things you can also do going forward to avoid some of these things. Learn to be grateful. When you take things from people, show gratitude. That sense of entitlement will not help anyone. Show gratitude. Two, when you know you cannot meet your obligation, especially at the stipulated time, be kind enough to reach out to the person. Don't wait for even the person to call you. Just call. Sometimes that's just what the reassurance. Oh, Charlie, I know I'm supposed to pay back, but for A, B, and C reasons, give me more time. I'm not saying do that as an excuse and keep giving excuses. Genuinely, if you have a genuine reason, do. Sometimes if you don't have it all, you can pay parts or give part of it, and when you later forget everything, then you give. That is also another way to demonstrate responsibility, or show that you care about the person's feelings, or how the person will be feeling right now. So, and it also demonstrates responsibility. So all in all I want to say is that let's learn to appreciate kind-hearted people and not take advantage of their generosity. Don't let good people regret their actions. It is not nice. May the Lord grant us grace to be each other's keepers and live peaceably with one another by demonstrating responsibility in our actions and inactions. So, if you are in this category, I beg, run and go and call somebody. Settle your debts. Fulfill your obligation. We are not condemning you. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like, comment, and share. I'll see you another time. Thank you. Bye-bye.